Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful stuff. How's it going, guys? Sean Pierce Johnson here at the 2014 LA Amp Show. I'm here with Matt Miller. Welcome to the Amp Show, sir.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So this is your first time at the Amp Show?
Yes, I'm a virgin.
Well, some of us have to be. It's not that bad. At least
We'll get over it.
you will get over it, and the show will be a lot of fun. It gets better every time.
No, we're okay.
Well, you guys are brand new. You're showcasing for the first time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys do?
Well, I'm a one-person show, basically, building the amps. I'm a player, so I kind of approach things, I think, a little differently than someone with maybe an engineering background, you know. So for me, it's all about the sound and the responsiveness of the amp. So that's kind of where I start from with the things, and then I've got a couple different designs that I've been building over the last few years. So.
Now, there's typical schools of thought in the boutique amp world. What's kind of the sound that you hear in your head?
Basically, it's got to have, I want to hear a responsive, open, clean tone that's got some warmth that when I dig in, the amp responds and starts to grow, you know, sustain, get some texture. So, you know, that's kind of what I shoot for, is just good, clean sound to start from, build it from there.
Well, at the top of what we just heard, I mean, that was some beautiful jazz finger style here.
David Becker.
David Becker. Very beautiful stuff, sir. Thank you so much for playing us in. So now you're a player, and he's explained the philosophy on the tone that he hears in his head and what he's going for. For you, what exactly do these amps do that you don't find in others?
Well, this is my first experience playing them, but they're very receptive to what he was saying, the dynamic range of the instrument, because this is a hollow body. I play actually a thicker hollow body, which is 3 inches thick, and one of the problems is that the volume of an amplifier can either destroy the sound or it can enhance it. And in the case of this, it's actually enhancing the sound. I can play with a loud, and you can hear the dynamic range. But if I play with fingers and play real light stuff, it doesn't lose the tone. And that's important. That's what you want to have. You want to have it at all levels of dynamics, that at the low range, and when you're going to play real soft, it's going to respond the same way at a higher volume.
You know, I think the brilliant thing of what we've been talking about a little bit here, and I think we all can agree that the word that we're all associating with whatever we see here at the show is tone. We all hear a tone in our head. But I think, for me, I'm much more of the rock school, but hearing what I'm hearing right now, I can appreciate that dynamic range of that hollow body. I can appreciate the loud, clean, responsive amplifier that really gets you as a player and doesn't quite mask your shortcomings, so to speak.
You can still do that if you want to overdrive it. I mean, if you're going to play with an overdrive amp, you need to have something underneath it that the overdrive is just distortion, which is going to enhance that sound. But if the clean sound isn't there, the distortion's not going to do anything for you. It's only going to make it worse. Yeah, and I mean, his logo is Ton über alles, which is German, which means sound over everything.
Sound over everything.
It's sound. People forget that. It's sound, and that's the response. I mean, this instrument for me, or the amp, is an extension of me telling a story in a musical sense. So if the sound isn't there for people to identify with, it's going to be hard to get my message across.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, that was one of the models. So what is Dave playing through right now?
Okay, that's what I call the Columbia, sort of my big amp. It's 45 watts, tube rectified. The genesis of that was kind of a sort of tweed bassman blended with, say, a JTM 50, more in the Marshall end of things. And the way it's set up is very simple, you know, fewer inputs, fewer controls. Things are internally jumpered, so depending on where you plug in, you can blend the two channels together. And it's got a very usable post-phase inverter master volume, so it doesn't totally squash the dynamics of the front end, you know, when you bring that back. But that's a 212 cabinet, Celestion Creamback M and Heritage H in this. So that's kind of the big amp. The little guy on the side there, the blue one, that's the Pine Street. That's been a real fun amp because it was kind of a riff on, you know, the old garage amps that you might find, like a Silver Tone or something like that. And that was kind of the genesis of that. And it's got a bias mod tremolo, real lush, but again, real simple: tone, volume, and a couple different gained inputs. And that's a lot of sound in a real little package. And then this guy over here is, the name of that is a Vortex, and it's, again, roughly 22 watts, cathode biased, 6V6s in the power section. The front end on this started off with basically a top boost, so like an AC30 style front end, but mated to octal power tubes. So it's got that chime on the top end. It's real responsive, but it's got more grunt and, you know, authority on the low end than EL84s. For me, it's like I prefer working with 6V6s to EL84s. It's just a personal thing. So, and again, that's mated with a single 12 creamback M in a semi-open cabinet, and that's a lot of fun too.
Well, I gotta say, I'm loving the tones, and I am so glad that you guys decided to come down. This is a brilliant piece of stuff, and I gotta say, if you guys keep coming back, I'll keep coming back as well. Okay. Now I gotta ask you. I've been asking this to all the people who are exhibiting at the show. What do you think is so special about this show as compared to anything else?
Well, the biggest thing is that you can actually bring your guitar in, walk in a room, plug in, turn it up, and play. Loud, quiet, whatever. And you can't do that. Like the other big shows, I mean, there's just this din of noise, and you can't actually hear or properly, you know, plug in and try an amp. Whereas here, you can come in at your leisure, bring your own instrument, which again is unusual, and actually plug in and sit down and play the thing. Big difference. So, and great people. I mean, that's the other thing, is that everybody here, and again, this is our first year, so we're meeting a lot of people, but I got to say, everybody here has been so great, welcoming, friendly. So we're loving it.
Well, we're glad you guys are here. David, if you wouldn't mind playing us a little bit out. Guys, you can stay here for more of the LA Amp Show coverage. Matt, I appreciate you guys coming out and taking some time to talk to us. David, take it away. Cheers, guys.